Now we come to the book of the 11s. Sutta 11.6. The Buddha said, monks, if any monk abuses and reviles, rails at the Aryans who are his fellows in the holy life, it is utterly impossible, it is unavoidable, that he should not come to one or other of 11 disasters. What 11? He fails to attain the unattained. 2. From what he has attained he falls away. 3. True Dhamma is not made clear for him. 4. He is conceited about true Dhammas. 5. He follows the holy life without delight. 6. He commits some foul offense. 7. He gives up the training and falls back to the low life. That means the life as a layman. 8. He falls into some grievous sickness. 9. He goes out of his mind with distraction. 10. He makes an end with mind confused. That means he dies with mind confused. 11. When body breaks up beyond death, he rises up again in the waste, the ill-born, the downfall in hell. Monks, if any monk abuses and reviles, rails at the Aryans who are his fellows in the holy life, it is utterly impossible, it is unavoidable, that he should not come to one or other of these 11 disasters. So here, that's the end of the sutta. So here the Buddha is saying, if we abuse a holy man and Aryan, here he's talking about monks. If monks abuse other holy monks, then they can suffer one of these 11 disasters. Number 1, he fails to attain the unattained. That means what holy stage, Aryan stage, he has not attained, he will fail to get it. Number 2, what he has attained, he falls away. For example, if he has attained concentration, and then he gets angry with some holy monks, then he might lose his concentration, just like Devadatta. Devadatta, at one time, he attained all the 8 jhanas, so that he had psychic power. But later, because he wanted to take over the Buddha's place as leader of the monks, and the Buddha did not allow him, so he schemed to kill the Buddha, and he talked bad about the Buddha. So all the psychic power that he had attained all fell away. He lost all his psychic power. Number 3, true Dhamma is not made clear for him. He is not able to see the true Dhamma. Or he is conceited about true Dhammas. He is swollen-headed because he knows a bit of Dhamma. Number 5, he does not delight in the holy life. That means he wears the robe, he is not happy. Or number 6, he commits some foul offense. He breaks some precepts, some heavy precepts. Or number 7, he gives up the training as a monk and he goes back to the lay life. Or number 8, he becomes sick, grievously sick, just like Devadatta. After trying to kill the Buddha, later he became grievously ill, and then he felt sorry for what he did. And then when he wanted to come and apologize to the Buddha, it was too late. It's too late. He died before he could see the Buddha. Then number 9, he might go out of his mind with distraction. That means his mind is very restless, very scattered because of talking bad about holy men. So his mind is very scattered. Number 10, he dies with mind confused. When he's about to die, his mind is very confused. Then number 11, after he has died, he might be reborn in hell because of reviling holy men. Now, Sutta 11.7. Venerable Ananda came to see the Exalted One, paid homage to the Exalted One and sat down to one side. Then he asked the Buddha, he said, "Please sir, may it be that a monk's winning of concentration is of such a sort that in earth he is unperceptive of earth, in water unperceptive of water, in fire unperceptive of fire, in air unperceptive of air, in the realm of unbounded space unperceptive of it, in the realm of unbounded consciousness, unperceptive of it. In the realm of nothingness, unperceptive of it. In the realm of neither perception nor non-perception, also unperceptive of it. That in this world he is unaware of this, unperceptive of this world. In the world beyond he is unperceptive of the world beyond. That whatsoever is seen, heard, sensed, cognized, attained, sought after, thought over by mind, of all that he is unperceptive, and yet he perceives. And the Buddha said, it may be so, Ananda. A monk's winning of concentration may be of such a sort that in earth he is unperceptive of earth, etc., etc. Then remember Ananda asked, but sir, in what way may a monk's winning of concentration be of such a sort that of all that he is unperceptive, and yet he is perceptive, he perceives? And then the Buddha said, herein, Ananda, a monk is conscious thus. This is the real, this is the best, namely the calming of all conditioners, the rejection of every substrate, the ending of craving, the fading of interest, stopping or cessation and nibbana. In such way, Ananda, a monk's winning of concentration may be of such a sort that in earth he is unperceptive of earth, etc. That in whatsoever is seen, heard, sensed, cognized, attained, sought after, thought out by mind, of all that he is unperceptive, and yet at the same time he perceives. That's the end of the sutta. It's quite an interesting sutta. Here remember Ananda is asking, can a monk attain a state of concentration such that he is in this world and yet he is not perceptive of this world. Usually the Buddha talks about feeling and perception. If a person has feeling and perception, it means he has consciousness. He is conscious. So if a person has no perception, it also means he has no consciousness. But in this case, the Buddha is talking about a person who has attained a state of concentration that he is not aware of this world at all. He is not aware of whatever is seen, sensed, heard, cognized, thought over, etc. And yet at the same time he is conscious. So the Buddha said it is possible. It is possible. And he can attain this stage when he calms down all his conditioners and he is disenchanted with everything in this world and he attains cessation. And here he even says nibbana. So here basically what is being said is that this state of nibbana is of this sort. If a person attains nibbana, the six consciousness will stop working. Six consciousness will stop working. And yet there appears to be another type of consciousness, another type of consciousness where that person is not even aware of himself. So sometimes some monks say when a person attains nibbana, there is totally no consciousness and not any type of consciousness at all. But in certain suttas, like in the Kevada Sutta, in the Digha Nikaya, it is mentioned that in the state of nibbana, consciousness is boundless and luminous, all bright. And yet in that state there is no small, no big, no nama, no rupa. In other words, when you have nama rupa, you must have consciousness, vijnana. Vijnana always comes with nama rupa, because nama rupa is the object of consciousness. Mentality and materiality is always the object of consciousness. So if you don't have nama rupa, it means that you don't have consciousness. But yet the Buddha says there is a type of consciousness which is luminous and which is boundless. So probably here is also referring to the same thing. Now we come to the last sutta, 11.16. The Buddha said, monks, 11 advantages are to be looked for from the radiation by mind of loving kindness, by making loving kindness grow, by making much of it, by making loving kindness a vehicle and basis, by persisting in it, by becoming familiar with it, by well establishing it. What are the 11? One sleeps happy and wakes happy. He dreams no evil dream. He is dear to human beings and non-human beings alike. The devas or heavenly beings guard him. Fire, poison or sword affect him not. Quickly he concentrates his mind. His complexion is serene. He makes an end, or he dies without bewilderment. It means unconfused. And if he has penetrated no further, he reaches upon dying the Brahma world. These 11 advantages are to be looked for from the radiation by mind of loving kindness, by making loving kindness grow, by making much of it, by making loving kindness a vehicle and basis, by persisting in it, by becoming familiar with it, by well establishing it. That's the end of the sutta. Here I have translated this radiation by mind of loving kindness. Here, this in the Pali Text Society book, they have it as the release of heart by the practice of amity. Release is like liberation. Liberation. Here I prefer the word radiation. You radiate loving kindness by the mind. In the suttas, the Buddha has said that to practice loving kindness, we should first attain the jhanas, at least the first jhana. Because if a person has attained jhana, the mind is strong. Then when he practices radiating out the loving kindness, it is possible. But if we don't have a strong mind, we try to radiate the loving kindness, other beings cannot feel it. So if a person can practice this radiation by mind of loving kindness, it means he has attained the jhanas. And if a person has attained the jhanas, so he gets these benefits by practicing metta. He sleeps happy and wakes happy. He dreams no evil dream. He is dear to human beings and non-human beings alike, because he is always having metta. The devas guard him. Fire, poison or sword affect him not. This one is because the devas guard him. Sometimes people think even if he takes poison, he won't die. But it's not. I don't think it's in that sense. It's a sense that because he is protected by devas, that even if he were to maybe take some poison or anything, or fire or sword, anything might want to harm him, but the devas will protect him. And then he can concentrate his mind quickly. His complexion is very serene, and he dies unconfused. And if he has not attained to arahanthood, he will attain to the Brahma world. Brahma world is in the form realm, rupa loka. And in the form realm, generally you should have jhana to be able to be reborn there. So these are the advantages of practicing metta, loving kindness. So with that, I come to the end of the Anguttara Nikaya.